14.
14. Oh, cool. So yeah, Twiggy is pretty sure that Elder Hollow is where Fey people live, and people come here and get abducted. You've heard nothing but bad things about Elder Hollow, and you're a bit on edge, I think, about being there. Zarnon has heard a quite different story, that the Elder Hollow is enchanted. An ancient enchantment lays here to protect the ground from harm. And yeah, and Gomo isn't sure what she's heard. Just a lot of rumors and conjecture, and maybe she doesn't quite believe any of it. But the three of you ride along on this
Is there a
quite.
service cart?
There is not. It's just a single carriage.
How very
And
disappointing.
I mean, you guys are going to a dinner, so a few will be
No,
served
like,
there at
how
the
are
dinner.
you already hungry? Like, we're going to a dinner party.
Exactly.
Now,
This place gets.
are we hearing his stomach growl at this point because he's hungry?
Yeah.
Like, can we?
So you're a dragonborn, right, Val,
Yeah.
and you're a halfling? Is that? Okay. So yeah. Well, a dragonborn is a large person, but he's eating.
I think
He's
the two
used
of
to
us
eating a
are.
lot more than this. Your name's Denise. My name's Ross. Nice to meet you.
Hi, Ross.
Oh, this place gives me the creeps. Isn't this where people go to, like, disappear?
I had not heard that story. I am thrilled to find the magics that work this place.
So you haven't heard of people disappearing?
How would that be possible if Lord Underdorm had made his abode here?
Fair enough. I'm still creeped out, though.
And at the spoken word of Underdorm's estate, you all can look out your window to see it perched, nestled in this clearing. The trees kind of open up to allow this massive manor to sit here. It looks to stand many like feet high and have tons and tons of windows, but you can see there's only a few of the windows are lit. Frankly, those of the front door and just above the front door. As you guys walk or ride along up to the entrance, you see this tall gentleman comes open and opens the door for you all. He basically just like bows down, just like a grand gesture, tips his hat to a lot of you as you've made your way to the entrance. The doors almost open up before you even get there to knock or anything. They just open up on their own. And before you, you can see a great, beautiful doorway with this large stone angel carved out in the front foyer. There's an ominous emptiness as you guys walk in.
Fancy.
We're gonna go ahead. We're gonna go ahead and go over there and let me know if anything loads in for you guys, or if you guys don't load in. It's a little laggy because it's big, big place, big manor, lots of rooms. You might have to adjust your zooming in or out to see the main room where you guys are.
Just takes a minute for me to load the assets on my end. I do have control of my character. Looks good to me.
I don't see it now. Okay. It's really little now.
Yep, on the right hand side there should be a bar to adjust the zoom level to.
Okay.
And then if you right click and hold and drag, you can move around that way too once you zoom in. Zoomed into.
Oh, there's Pogo.
Yeah,
Hi,
I was gonna
Pogo.
say, I'm totally gonna go look at Pogo, and I'm like, what a magnificent thing. And I reach out my hand. touch
Stay
it.
away. I'll like slap you away.
Okay.
What does
Here,
Pogo do? Who's it?
Don't feed it either.
Actually, yeah, I forgot to adjust Pogo's thing. I should be able to make him in control by you too. So I'm gonna do that real fast before I forget. I'll have to do it on the next screen too, so remind me when we get there. Okay. So yeah, you guys walk into this large foyer, ornately decorated, probably some of the fanciest things any of you have seen. And then you see this crinkly old person walking towards the lot of you. He's just kind of hunched over a cane, and it kind of echoes as it hits the ground, and just echoes along the empty walls, and walks up to you. You must be the guests.
Have we been here before?
Nope.
Yes. My name is Zornon. Perhaps you've already heard of me.
Zarnon, Zarnot, Zarnot. No,
No,
can't say I
non.
know you.
Non. Zornon.
The master probably knows you and why you're here. He
Yes.
doesn't tell me a whole lot. So,
It would seem so. Could we speak with Lord Underdorm, please?
I have strict instructions to lead you to the dining room. But that's it. That's all I'm told to do.
Then lead.
Oh, very
Let's
well.
go.
Very well. And you watch as he kind of like slowly walks, and he's walking with a limp over to this door, this great large door.
I just imagine that Pogo's like chewing on his cane while he's trying to move.
Yeah, he's probably like, pesky animal, back off, get off.
Hey, whoa. The baby doesn't know any better.
A baby or not shouldn't be chewing on other people's things.
This is like every time my girlfriend brings her dog to someone's house. That's what happens.
All right, there we go, and this part. There we go. All right, so he kind of leads you guys off into this room over here, and you see before you a large table, and it's set with placemats for different seats along these benches. You see a large chair at the end of the table, but other than that, there's like no dishware or anything on the table. It's just empty placemats along the table line. Please have a seat. Master will be here shortly. And then he kind of like creepily groans and marches over to a seat and takes a seat himself on one of the benches.
Drinks, food. Oh, and like I see that he like has walked off and already sat down ahead of me.
Yes, I'll sit down and like almost try to prop my legs up, but I'm probably too short, so it's like a futile effort, like and then
and he kind of like sits there and he's kind of like twiddling his thumbs, but really quite poorly because of his arthritis. So he's just kind of sitting there. Do any of you have the time?
Let's see here if I have the time or not.
10:19.
Yeah.
Or at least for me, it's 10:19.
And he just kind of sits there for a moment. I assume not. I'm not as on time as the master is, but he's never late. Much not like him to be late. He's a very scheduled person, a very busy person. So surely he won't keep you waiting long. And then when he says that, there's like a bright flash of purple light. And before you is standing none other than Lord Underdorm himself, and the first thing you could probably catch about him is he just appeared out of thin light, like with a show. But not only that, he's already holding steaming hot tea and pouring himself a glass with such poise and like elegance. It would put most people to shame.
I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah, and he goes ahead and bows, and he says, "Thank you all for arriving. Hopefully, Edmund and my other associate here, Mr. Tottlesworth. Hopefully they didn't bore you too much, but allow us to begin." And he claps his hands. And when he does, this door over here on this far end flies open, and gliding across the air are these plates filled with delicious-looking food, and this large pot of coffee, and it comes and sits down right here. And these plates come and they serve them like basically like immediately come and serve all of you. Just floating on air, these plates float on in. All of you go ahead and make a perception check. Move this over here.
10.
14.
Okay.
Four.
Okay.
Pogo
I'm
is
too,
like
I'm too
on.
intrigued with everything going on. Like, I'm not noticing anything.
For sure. I think it makes sense that Zarnon is the only one that might have noticed. But you notice that when the plates rest onto the table, it's definitely like hands were placing them there. It wasn't like a subtle drop. It was definitely something was putting it down. And Lord Underdorm, he doesn't sit down at the table. He comes and he walks over to your guys' side. And he basically
Is this like normal, something normal that I would have seen happen around him?
Yeah, I think
that kind of magic stuff.
Yeah, I think this is like the first time you've witnessed it. I think this is more like you've read about him and you've like studied him, but this is the first time you actually get to experience it firsthand. But yeah, he walks over to your guys' side of the table and he says, "Please, enjoy. Eat all you can."
Zarnon's already been eating for the past 5 minutes.
Yeah. He kind of just like watches over you with a faint smile on his face, and he waits for all of you to finish. And he's just kind of like walking around with his hands folded neatly, watching all of you eat. And he comes, and after he realizes that everyone is enjoying it, he comes and sits down.
Delightful. And he's just like got his face buried in this stuff.
Yeah. I didn't even describe what it is. So it's like, imagine like steamed vegetables, but instead of like a certain side of dish, it's just assorted of all kinds of different vegetables, but each one tastes promptly like what it is. Like it doesn't taste like a souffle or anything like that. It's like its own flavor. It's like each bite is something unique and different. And there's also some like rotisserie chicken and turkey in there. Something far fancier than most people get to enjoy. So once everyone's finished, he basically stands up, and you see there's like his face changes. Like there's a demeanor that is just completely opposite. And he
familiar.
He snaps his fingers. He snaps his fingers, and the empty plates carry themselves away. And he says,
Pogo is like standing on top of one, and he like jumps off at the last second and lands on the table.
Awesome. Yeah, that happened. So after all the plates kind of float away, he says, "There's a more dire reason you all are here." And he basically stands up. He's like, as you guys know, I'm one of a kind. I'm very special. I can do a lot of things that most people can't. But there's one thing I can't do, and that's find people who don't want to be found. And my daughter has ran away, and I need to go find her. But you can like tell there's like something he's not telling you. And he says, I believe she's left something here. in my manner, but I don't have the time to find it. I need to find her first and foremost. The three of you are the most skilled individuals I have known to take my following, and that's why you are here. Hopefully, you have enjoyed your meal. Master Toddlesworth can keep you entertained to the best of his ability. You guys have free realm around my estate.
Wait, he's gonna come with us? That old guy?
I mean,
I say that out loud.
Okay, when you say that, he kind of just like grumbles to himself. You didn't quite hear what he says, and Lord Underdorm is like, oh, if you wish, if you would rather not, he doesn't have to. You are not children. I assume you can take care of yourselves. He says, but there is one thing. And he, with a flash of light, you all see before you a large document appear on the table before you. Go ahead and everyone do a perception check on this document.
17.
Okay. You want to be a 17?
18.
18. Ooh, we're getting up there.
Finally doing it.
Oh my gosh, I was just on the page that has everything. There we go. You said perception.
Yep.
11.
11. Okay, so 18's best we got. So, looking at this paper, it's definitely, like anybody can tell, it's definitely a legal document of some kind. It basically starts out saying, I, the undersigned, hereby relinquish all rights to my own understanding and submit to the following regulations pertaining to the property and the belongings of the Underdorm estate, including but not limited to agreeing and not disclosing any information the undersigned would become witness to prior or present or post entering the property of the Underdorm estate, and it goes on for like hundreds of pages. And then the very last page, there's a line with an X. And then he snaps his fingers again, and before you, there's a large pen and quill for each of you on the table. And he says, this is just to watch my own back, so to speak.
Zarnon treats it like an iOS update and looks at the first page or so and is like...
Yeah.
And then like it's
Did you pick an alignment for me?
No, you can go ahead and pick one.
Okay, I'll just sign it right away.
Okay, that sounds good.
Yeah, no, I
don't even read it.
Yeah, I just gone ahead because it was given to me by Lord Underdorm. You know, I'm a fangirl, so I'm gonna be like, oh my gosh,
Right.
she chose me. In my head, I wouldn't do it on the outside because she's trying to play cool, but she would just automatically sign it.
So first off, you see him kind of like shocked at how easy it was to get you all to sign the paperwork, and then he kind of like grins, like, thankfully, people who are understand that this is a time-sensitive issue. He snaps his finger again, and with a flash of almost like smoke, it all disappears again. And he says, find the ring, and then I will see about rewarding you to the best of my ability. And then with a flash, he's gone again.
Oh, delightful.
He said ring?
Yep. He wants you to find his daughter's ring. He thinks it's somewhere in the house. He has no idea.
See, Zarnon, I told you people disappear around here.
Yes,
His own
well,
daughter's disappeared.
I'm sure that... Oh, yes. Lord Underdorm's daughter herself has disappeared.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
Perhaps we should leave this mansion and aid in the search. No, I'm just kidding.
So, where are we going to first then?
How many doors are in this room?
In this room that you're in, there is one room which you would assume leads to the kitchen because where all the plates came from and returned. The other door is back to the foyer.
That's
Right.
it.
From this room, yeah. Other than that, you see large windows.
Okay.
These kind of go out and have a great view of the woods. There's also a large like foyer area where there's large windows going out over the entrance.
What's the old guy's name?
Mr. Toddlesworth.
Mr. Alright. Alright, well, I guess we should go to that door where the plates came through.
Actually,
Toddlesworth, you coming with?
pull out my book and I like flip open some pages and I whisper into it, and then like my suit's gone, and now all my robes and stuff are back because I was using silent image.
Oh, cool.
Oh, that was
Fancy.
weird.
So before I go into that room, I want to look out the window and see if there's anything that of note besides just trees. Like, is there anything out the windows that
Yeah,
would be of great importance?
do a perception check.
13.
13. What you see at the window, besides just a beautiful woods, is if you like, just carefully as you lean against the painted glass, you look to the north. You can see what looks like a beautiful garden, the backside of the house. That's all you can see from the painted glass. Other than that, it's just nothing but a muddy trail that leads to the stable barns, where you assume the carriage went. Other than that, yeah, there's nothing but the woods.
Mr. Tattlesworth, is there someone who wishes ill for Lord Underdorm? I've lost my pen.
Master has many enemies, as someone of his stature has. Once you become so prevalent, there's a lot of people after you, for good or for ill.
Could you perhaps show us the master chamber of his lord's daughter?
Lady Sylvina, I am afraid I can't do that. You see, my legs aren't so good, and she lives upstairs, so I can't quite make it to her chambers, even if I wanted to, but I'm probably not allowed anyway.
Stationary NPC. They should make this building handicap accessible in accordance with the laws of this land.
I've been saying that for a while, but my mobility is not of the master's utmost priorities.
How do we get to her room?
Sorry,
I would probably stalk over to him, though, and be like, can you at least tell us what direction upstairs her room is? And probably at that point, she'd probably pull out maybe one of her little daggers, just like a hair, like just holding it in her hand, like some intimidation technique. Try to get him to tell more.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'm not even gonna have you roll for intimidation. When he sees the dagger, he's just like,
"Oh, please, now. I'm just here to entertain. If you wish to see the stairway, I will show you."
and he like starts walking as promptly as he can, limping along. He comes back to the foyer, and leads you guys down this way. Reveal. Yes, reveal. Okay. And then from here, boom. So he leads you down this way, and you can see what's before you is basically what is what looks to be a parlor. There's some very fancy seating and fancy sconks on the wall where there's candles lit all around the room. Along the walls, you see these large paintings. Some of them of landscapes and some of them of the Underdorm family. They kind of coat all the walls, and there's also some large curtains and tapestry along the walls. There's also a few doors. This door down here is a small wooden door that says "Employees Only" on it. Over here is another door. The top of the room, there's a hall. It's not really quite a doorway or a door, but it's a doorway that goes upwards. And there's also another door on the opposite side. And he kind of leads you to the middle of the room and says,
"Well, there are the stairs up that way. If you'll excuse me, I'm getting quite tired, and it doesn't seem my company is desired. So,
he kind of like walks towards this doorway.
Please, if there's anything I can do for you, let me know. But I think I'm going to retire for the evening."
Does he have... What is his outfit like? Yeah, it looks like a nice Like a nice outfit, right? With house robes. Okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah, he's got some nice house robes, and he actually has this like thick wool robe, or not really quite a robe, more like it looks like a cloak, I guess it should be, because it's basically like a thick wool blanket with a clasp on it to keep it around his neck, to keep his old bones warm. And he's pretty well off for an old man, but he's a
Okay.
servant all the same, and he kind of just looks at the rest of you. If there's anything you need before he walks into his room, basically.
A drink.
Toodles, toddles.
You could find a drink in the kitchen. The kitchen doesn't mind if you take what you want.
Help yourself then. Very well. And I go through the employees only door.
So I'm gonna say he walks around the door before you do that, but when you try to open the door, it's locked.
Oh.
It's locked pretty good.
Word.
Yeah, so it's just a locked door. But yeah, now you have the privacy. There's no old man watching you. So what do you guys want to do now?
Can anyone unlock the door? Anyone have thieves' tools or anything?
I do, actually. I actually do. I
do?
have no idea why, but I do.
Yeah, of course. I thought you took a brewer's tools.
Because you were born to open this door.
When I first looked at it, it's actually thieves' tools are not even part of. I don't know why I have them. Probably because of my background or something. Anywho, sleight of hand check.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't open it. I didn't open it.
Okay. You tried and you
I
didn't.
don't even think I have any equipment.
You probably do. I'm gonna say like any standard equipment, like torches and stuff like that, and rope. Everybody has that. I'm not gonna say nobody has that.
Well, should we just go upstairs now? Actually, I want to look. Is it? He said the girl's name is Sylvana.
Yeah, Sylvina.
Sylvina. Okay.
Yeah.
Is she in any of these pictures?
Yeah, there's actually the picture right here by the stairway is a picture of the whole family. You see Lord Underdorm. He's kind of standing promptly, and sitting in a chair is a lovely looking lady, and on her lap is what looks to be like a 12 or 13-year-old girl with long black hair, with a little red bow in her hair. But the picture does look worn. It's hard to tell how old it is. You could do an investigation check on it to find out how old it is.
Is she wearing a ring?
She's not wearing a ring in the picture, no.
Okay.
Investigation. 10.
10. So you're not really too familiar with paintings or how they age, but it doesn't seem new by any means.
And she's not in any of the other pictures?
So in the other picture, it is just a picture of Lord Underdorm. He's pretty proud of himself. And the other two are pictures of landscaping.
Okay.
One of them, it looks to be like they took a picture of the groundbreaking. And you look closely, you can actually see in the far distance, like what looks to be like a speck is a crowd of people and a golden shovel, like the groundbreaking ceremony. And the other one is just a picture of what looks to be woods, like a painting, like a more artistic version of woods.
Okay.
Well, this looks old.
I'm ready to go upstairs when you guys are.
I'm ready.
Might as well go find this girl.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Boy.
So you walk up the stairway.
Sorry, Pogo.
You walk up the stairway, and there's a door at the top. And there's also another stairway that goes up even further.
Is the door locked?
No, it's not.
What is the door?
I'll just go on in.
Oh, okay.
Go on in.
I'm just gonna go on in.
Okay.
That's my blind loyalty to this Lord. Coming in, I'm gonna trust whatever is in this house.
Awesome. All right, I'm gonna try to open this up without opening up other stuff. It's poorly done, but okay. So whenever you open up this doorway, what looks to be like a cupboard at first is a small little room with no lights, nothing but bare walls around it. There are two doors in front of you now.
Two doors.
Mm-hmm.
Is it apparent what this room is for, since it's not a cupboard or it has two doors?
What looks like it was open at one point, but this wall right here was built. Hang on a second. Sorry. This wall right here was built newer. It definitely it has a different texture of wood to the framing and everything. It looks very different from the other walls, where you would assume that this is like a just a different landing of sorts, and they've kind of closed it off to make it more private.
Okay. My intention in asking these questions is to try to maintain a semblance of civility and not walk in on somebody.
Yeah, you definitely seem like you're going more into a home estate as you walk through this doorway.
Okay.
It's definitely not guestly friendly. It's not overly decorated or anything. It's definitely bare walls. Nothing really to speak of in this small little room.
Okay. Open this door then.
Okay. When you open that doorway, let me make sure I get the right tool equipped. You open this doorway, and before you is what looks to be a bed chambers of sorts. A very large bed, quite messily unkept, and a large wardrobe. Other than that, the room is pretty well bare. Nothing but some clothes draped around the room, and a large window pane outlooking the same garden that you guys saw earlier.
Is there anything in the room that would maybe help us identify if this is potentially the girls' room? Or
yeah, go ahead and roll investigation. Never knew how important investigation could be till tonight.
well, I'm horrible at investigation because that is a 4.
Okay. Yeah.
Nothing here.
It doesn't have anything of that you can point out immediately. There is a large wardrobe over there by Zarnon. That's the only thing you see.
Locked?
Nope, it's not locked.
I open the wardrobe.
Okay, inside the wardrobe you see a few dozen suits of various types and makes. You can see some elven suits, very soft to the touch, quite expensive stuff. There's also some fur coats, and different types of casual wear too. But all of it's finely made. You would assume that this is probably Lord Underdorm's room.
I take one of the suits down and I hold it over myself, and it's 12 inches too long in the hem and 12 inches too short in the shoulder, and probably 14 inches too short in the on the girth. And I'm
hey, you should try that on. It looks great. And I'm
make it
2
look
thumbs up.
rather refined. Rather refined there.
Is there anything under the bed?
Do an investigation check.
13.
There is a sock. It looks to be like an empty bowl, and a key.
I swipe the key.
Okay.
I swipe the sock.
You now have a left sock.
1X sock left.
It's red and woolly.
Red, semicolon, woolly. So.
All right.
Love that description there.
Why is his room so messy?
You could
He's
do.
a busy man.
Insight
He's a
check.
busy man.
Yeah, you can do insight or investigation, either one.
Well, oh well. 10.
10. He did say that he was worried about something. Maybe there's something on his mind that's keeping him from being his normal fancy self. Also, you think that this is his private chamber? He doesn't really this. Maybe more insight onto who he is as a person, as opposed to the show that he puts on.
And looking out the window, I guess, to the gardens, is there anything of note out there?
What you can see is trees turning leaves of different colors. But even though it's late in fall, you can still see the garden is still in bloom. Like it's something different than most gardens. You'd think that there wouldn't be any flowers or anything out there, but there definitely is. And there's some large gourd-looking mounds out there as well.
Fascinating how the plants are still in bloom at this time of the year. Must have a good gardener. And she'll just follow suit.
I go to this door and I take my pocket of sand and I put a little pocket of sand here and here.
Okay, you do that.
Pocket sand.
Here, I'll just this. There you go. You have some sand there.
Pogo goes and pees in it.
Okay, yeah, that
crap.
definitely happens. Pogo goes and he pees on the ground over there. Yeah, he's starts peeing all over.
You just made a nice little litter box for him. How sweet of you.
All right, now what, guys?
Well,
Is this a
get rid
door?
of that now.
There are two different doors. There's a door here and there's a door over here. Up another set of staircase.
We didn't check out the door next to the Lord's room.
Yeah, maybe that would be her room since it's right next to his.
All right, so when you open this room, it's quite the opposite. The bed is quite smaller. It's the size of an average person, and it actually would make Gomo look quite small because it would be more like the size of a normal person. Definitely not a child's bed by any means. It is finely tucked. There's nothing but a thin layer of dust on the windows, and that's all there is to note by looking around.
Sorry, my dog is being an asshole. Ozzy, get in here.
What were you going to say, Ross? Zarnon?
Open this cupboard.
You open the cupboard, and inside are a few different sundresses, various makes, a couple of veils, something that looks like a boa, and something that looks like a belt, a couple of different ribbons. It's definitely the wardrobe of a lady.
What's underneath the bed?
You look underneath the bed, there's nothing but a couple of dust bunnies underneath the bed.
What size are the dresses?
They look to be definitely like that of a full-grown woman. Definitely not like a child's.
What size are the dust bunnies?
Definitely about tennis ball size.
Okay, this is very important.
No socks for you.
The
No
Lord's
socks down here.
the Lord's wife has not been here for some time.
Also, it's weird that they sleep in different rooms.
In this century, in the 19th century of Elder Hollow, that is, I don't know what you mean, Twiggy. I don't know how things are done where you're from.
Don't talk down to me.
We have propriety here.
Whatever that means.
Don't look at me, I don't know.
As you walk up to this doorway, the first thing you notice is there's a large door, but where the doorknob would usually be, it looks to be broken off.
Okay, I cast Mending.
Okay, you cast Mending, and you see how the little broken doorknob kind of reforms and straightens itself back out, but there's still no knob there. It'd be difficult to turn.
I try to just push it open.
Okay, go ahead and do a strength check.
3.
A 3. So you kick off the door, and you actually stumble down the staircase behind you with
Oh no.
so much force. It's almost as
Cool.
if the door itself repels you, um, as you kind of tumble down the staircase. But it's not enough to take any damage. Like, it was just embarrassing more than anything.
It's fine. I did that on purpose.
I
Good job.
cast Unseen Servant.
Okay, you do that, and you watch as a nothing appears before you.
How does it's not letting me cast it? I don't. Oh, I can't interact with the character sheet for some reason.
Yeah,
Weird.
that's because it was mine, and I failed as a DM, but that's okay.
Oh, it's alright.
We all know what happens. You spent 1 spell slot to cast that thing. Unseen Servant. 1 spell slot. Okay, so what happens when your Unseen Servant arrives?
Do blah blah blah. Servant turn task to the best of your ability. I say, Uzgamag, I command you, follow me.
This faint groaning echoes down the halls, but there's nothing in sight that would make this sound.
Okay, I thought it'd be cool, but I don't think he can actually do anything. So he's just
So
gonna
to say, you just cast an imaginary friend that
I have
can
an
still not
imaginary
open the
friend
door.
The other two of you, at the sight of this spell, you kind of put 1 and 2 together that the dishes were brought to you by these unseen servants, and whatever spell that he just cast must have been the same thing that Lord Underdorm served you guys using.
Yeah. Okay. I'd break the door down with my
Okay.
warhammer.
Go ahead and make an attack roll on it.
15 plus 5 is 20.
20. Okay, so what happens is you smack it, and like millimeters before you make contact with it, a spark of bright blue light hits, and it repels your mace backwards with force. Like a powerful magnet repels it.
Can I just go up to the door and knock at it, and see
yeah.
if maybe if I can touch it?
You do that, and you wait for a second in the silence, and the only thing you can kind of hear is Pogo kind of skittering anxiously behind you, and then you hear what you're certain is the crow of Raven. You hear a raven squawk echoed.
Did you guys hear that? Did you hear that crow?
So this is a
Did I hear it? Or is it
Everyone heard it.
Everyone heard it. Okay. So what was that?
So we can touch it, but it seems like if we try to break it down, it stops us.
Mm-hmm.
Can we try to pick the lock?
There's no lock to be seen.
Okay.
Basically, like he reformed it to the best of Minnie's ability, but definitely seems like there's something darker happening with the door. Something doesn't want you in there.
Guess we'll find our other way around, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because unless somebody has like dispel magic or dispel magic.
No.
Nice. I step over the P. I don't step in it.
Step over the P. There you go. So yeah, in this hallway there is. Hang on, let me go ahead and make sure.
I'm gonna have to jump over the P.
Yeah, so there's a doorway this way that you haven't been through. There's also a doorway in the main foyer that you haven't been in through.
Should we try this key and that door to the kitchen?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's also the opposite door to the kitchen that didn't say employees only, but yeah, you guys can go through try to go through the locked door. So yeah, whenever you take the key up, you can actually see it's a different size. The key is like this big, and the little keyhole is like this big.
My key is bigger.
Yes,
Or
the
small.
key is
bigger.
way
So it's a
bigger.
big old key.
Yeah.
You can tell me the big old key. You can say it's a key. I'm gonna put
Yeah,
big old
there we go.
semicolon big
you
old.
said there was so there's a doorway over on the right side of this room.
Yes,
Oh,
I didn't do a
okay.
very good job revealing that, and I thought I pinged it earlier, but yeah. So inside this room, there's also a room down here too. Um, I
Oh,
didn't ping that well either. But that's okay. We'll keep going. So inside this room, it looks to be a library of sorts. Tons and
Ooh.
tons of tomes on the shelves. There's also a very large ornate maple desk um, on the far end. Um, Definitely looks to be lived in of sorts. It's still brightly lit, unlike the other room upstairs. It's definitely brighter, more clean. Um, but yeah, there's lots and lots of books in here.
I don't know. There's no music. I don't know if that's on purpose, but I just wanted to let you
Yeah,
know.
there's two other triggers for music, and you guys haven't triggered either of them.
Oh,
So
okay. What are the books about?
Um, that's what I was going about to ask too. Like, what
yeah,
are the
so
books
these are definitely
about?
different. They look to be spell tomes, extremely expensive, various types. They're really hard to read, as most of them are just archaic symbols. Um, but to wizards or sorcerers, these would be like a gold mine for people trying to make scrolls.
I look for dispel magic.
Okay, you do that. Just gonna take some time. What are you guys doing?
Um,
And I whisper to
is
my
there
unseen
any?
servant. Sorry, I tell him, find the spell. Sorry, go ahead. Sorry about that.
Oh, you're
Pogo's gonna
fine.
help you too, and he's really like not too much help. He's helping you reach the books that are like really high up. He's like pushing them off
Awesome.
with his
So he's
nose.
like pure chaos, like
A
Yeah, pretty
cat.
much.
the thug cat life. Knocking things over while staring
Yeah,
at you.
he's like,
Yeah.
what's on this desk?
Um,
So on the desk, before you, you see a couple different things. One looks to be like a journal, which is hastily written in. Um, what looks to be like a map of woods, like where it's been charted in certain areas and not charted into others. Um, and there's like a big red circle on the manor itself. Um, Other than that, it's just like a map of Elder Hollow. Uh,
That's it.
yeah, just a journal and a map. Yeah,
Is there any drawers on of the desk?
there is. There's a large drawer with a lock on it.
Does my key fit?
It does. So you put the key in there.
Yeah,
Um,
I do that.
yep. And inside, it looks to be like a sealed letter with a wax seal on it of the Underdorm's little seal. It's like a raven standing on crossbones. It's the Underdorm seal, and it's on that letter.
Hey guys, we just got a letter.
Wonder
we
who.
just got a letter. um, is there anything? I guess anything on the bookshelves that would be of help for, um, like any more knowledge on the Elder Hollow itself, like any stories or anything like that that maybe
Um,
would help understand, because obviously I don't know much about it. All I hear is
right.
hearsay, and I would want to know more.
Go ahead and yeah. I mean, I think if you're going to approach the desk and look at the desk, the journal definitely starts to go into a little bit. Um,
Okay.
Judging by the writing itself, it looks to be written by Lord Underdorm himself. As you guys have studied his works, you kind of know his writing. And he goes on to explain how he's quite nervous and he thinks there's a dark power and intermingling its way into his life. Um, Even more powerful than he is, which is something quite scary to himself. He thinks it might be maybe a demon or a devil of sorts mingling its way in. It says something about how he's worried about Edmund and the condition that he's in. He doesn't know what caused him to look that way, but he's working hard to fix it. Excuse me.
He's
Popcorn was
worried
bad.
that of who?
An Edmund. It said,
Edmund.
yeah, Edmund. It says
It was the frog dude, I think. The one that took us here.
The frog guy?
Hmm.
Yep, the frog guy
Mhm.
was Edmund.
This is
But yeah, it says that he's worried that he can't undo his appearance, and that he's really upset because it makes his daughter so upset the way he looks like that. Um, Other than that, he just talks about how he's paranoid now about this maybe demon or fiend in his life.
I swiped the letter.
Okay.
You guys think we should open this?
sure.
Yes.
I open it.
Okay, you open the letter. And this is what happens now. You open the letter, and it's definitely written by somebody else. It's much neater and it's finer print. Basically goes on and says, Edmund, I'm sorry. I can't marry you after all. Father says there's something here, and it's quite scary to me. I don't understand why, but he says I have to go. He says your engagement ring has something to do with it. I don't know. And you can kind of see there's tears all over the page, and some of the ink is splattered. I don't know why he's sending me away, but he is. I love you, and I'll be back soon. Okay? Just stay with Father. He'll keep you safe, and I'll be back soon. I promise. And that's what it says. And it kind of like trails off, and there's some different things where it says on the back side of it, it says, think of me whenever you stay in the garden. That was our special place, and Father said he'll never uproot those flowers that we planted.
So does that mean he said that she was missing, but that makes it sound more like he sent her away?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's both.
And it's an engagement ring that we're looking for? Why would he
But the
send
journal-
us here?
The journal also discussed how he was worried something dark was entering his life. Maybe there's maybe two sides to him, where the one side he sent the daughter away to protect her, but the other side doesn't know about it and thinks that she's missing.
Did I find a spell
I
magic?
think there's something in the
Like a split personality.
You did find a spell magic.
Can it be looking through the book? Can I read it? And then, I mean, am I able to read it? Like, is it in common or dwarfish? And then,
Yeah, I mean this, and if it were a campaign game, I'd definitely make this take multiple checks and everything. But for the sake of tonight, I'm going to say that you have all the resources in this library, to be able to copy a spell at least once.
okay, is it, what am I trying to say? Is it, can it be used as a ritual? By looking through the book. I'm looking through the book. Does it look like I can conduct a ritual?
It doesn't look like it, no.
Drats. Well, it's a way more useful spell if I'm able to use it. Do I look like I'm able to use it, I guess, is the next question. And then,
Yeah, you could do it.
okay, then I scribe the spell and then memorize it for use. I don't
Okay.
know if that's how warlocks do it or not.
That's not, but we're going to say that's how it works for tonight. Because I love it.
Was there any other spells of use that
This
we
is
were
like,
able, any
this-
of us were able to discern?
this is like a library, so like if you have something to look for, you could probably find it. It just take time to find it, just like he invested that time to find a spell magic.
Okay.
But it looks like this is like any little child's dream of finding, every individual book, collect them all. This looks to be that. Pretty much.
So it's the
like,
Pokemon
Yeah, it is the Pokemon of libraries. This is the best Pokedex there ever was. Other than that way, you see a large doorway to the bottom of the room. One of the only rooms you haven't been in besides the kitchen. And the locked room upstairs.
All right.
I would probably start walking down
Sorry.
towards this room right here before we tried again with the door, just in case there was anything else of note, and then we wouldn't have to come back down.
Yeah, so whenever you walk down into this room, the first thing that happens is it's like in the scene in National Treasure when he lights the thing in the treasure room and it goes and the flame goes around the whole room and lights up the whole room almost instantaneously. That happens when you when you walk through this doorway here. The whole room kind of lights up all at once. And you see before you this marbled floor pattern and a large grand piano that begins to play itself as you walk in. And there's these 4 large pillars that kind of hold up this ornate ceiling before you. There's this large chandelier over the middle of the room. Definitely seems to have quite the entranceway off the other side where lots of guests probably come through. That leads back to the foyer. Other than that, there's just a couple windows that point towards the entrance. That's it.
What did you say about the pillars?
There's 4 of them that hold up the large painted ceiling, kind of like the 5th chapel, except definitely not that great. It's just some like sky-like pattern on the ceiling. But yeah, there's four pillars.
I
Yes.
I cast. Can I do both? Let me see if I can do both. Concentration.
You have your cantrips and you have like 1 spell slot left.
Concentration. I can only do 1. I create. I cast Silent Image, which I can do is infinitely.
Cantrip, yeah.
And I create the image of a beautiful dancer in the middle of in the middle of the room, dancing and twirling. And then I open the book again and I whisper into it and I say, Osmagog, find the key. Find the one that controls it. And so I want Osmagog to like go over here and see if he can feel a force like sitting there or moving the keys or that sort of thing.
Yeah, so whenever you send him over there, it's basically just a piano that's playing itself. It looks to be enchanted of sorts. Nothing pushes the keys. The keys kind of pull themselves down, bringing off their beautiful chimes.
In anger, I just move my arm down, and then the silent image is gone.
Okay.
Let's see.
I don't know if there's anything else to look at in here.
These are windows?
Yeah.
Okay.
They just point out to the entranceway.
And there's no doors, right? Because I
Nope.
them. Okay. I go over and press a key.
You do that, but what key do you press? What note?
Press J.
J.
I don't think J's a note on the piano.
D
but
minor.
Okay.
I
Is that a
said G. G
Okay.
as in like goat. G.
There you go. So I would say that you
G as in Gomo.
when you do that, it stops the piano from playing. It just like abruptly like stops, and all the keys at once kind of like sink in, and this loud boom. Yeah, this loud thumb happens. And you see on the northmost pillar, you see this little opening come up. And it's just like a little opening, a bit larger than Pogo for sure. Appears on the pillar. Do this one.
Ooh. Passageway.
Looks like Goma would fit down that hole.
Actually, like it's not a hole. When you get closer, approach it, it looks to be like almost like what we would recognize as like an elevator shaft. And there's a large dumbwaiter in it.
A dome what?
A dumbwaiter,
A dumbwaiter.
like an elevator, but a small one. One too small for a normal sized person to go in.
Huh.
It's like what they would use to send like food or little things up and down.
So is
The
it
servants would use
big
it.
enough for me to fit onto it?
It is. It's
Like, is
almost
it
perfect
my
for
size?
you. Yeah, definitely Gomo size. And there's little ropey pulleys on it too,
Okay.
and it goes up and down.
Up. Okay. So I would look back at these two and I'd be like, "You want me to go on this thing?" And just like point at it, like, "You want to do this?"
I mean, we weren't gonna say it, but you're kind of the only one that fits. And...
You've got this.
Here,
Goma.
do you want to take Pogo with you?
I guess.
We can
I guess.
I'm
Oh,
holding
I
this
don't know how to-
dragon inside this little elevator as we're pulling him up.
So I'll
Back up there.
have. It'll be like one of those like fancy, like ritzy ladies with like the small poodle dog. Just holding them apart.
So yeah,
I guess I'll get in.
whenever you go up the little creaky wooden pulleys, you actually
That isn't totally shifty at all, you know.
Oh yeah, it's not sketchy at all. It definitely didn't appear out of a
Sketchy.
pillar, out of for any means. So it actually you might have to zoom out and zoom back in. You're actually in the room you guys tried to get into before. So you whenever you open up or whenever you pull yourself up, you kind of see the first thing you see is the floor is coated in thick layers of dust. And once you kind of step out, you kind of see some cobwebs in the corners that are starting to grow in. And there's this large divider that someone would like change behind, and a large blue dress draped across the ground, matching those of the ones found in the ladies' chambers. And there's also a large letter on the ground that is identical to the note that you guys found and locked away in the desk.
So I have
Okay.
voice of the chain master,
Mm-hmm.
so I can see everything through Pogo.
Right.
And then can I tell Zornon what Pogo is seeing?
Yeah, that'll work.
Okay, so I explain all that to him. Does she wait? Do we know what room we're in though? Does Pogo and this is hard. Does Pogo and Gomo, do they know what room they're in?
Probably not, but for the sake
Okay.
of time, I'm just gonna say, yeah, you put one and two together. Maybe Pogo has like some natural sense of direction where he can tell where he is.
Okay, so I explained all of that too.
But yeah,
Wow.
this room, to describe it further, it definitely looks to be an attic of sorts. There are some rafters hanging low, much lower than the rest of the whole house. And yeah, it's definitely the highest point in the house.
Why would a
So,
dress be up there? Sorry.
So I will walk over to the dress and
Mhm.
to the note, and pick up the note
Okay.
to see if there's anything on there.
Yeah, so you pick up the note, and the first thing you notice is there's some spider webs and some mold spots on it, like it's been here for a while. And when you pick up the note, something falls off the back of it. Looks to be like a black feather.
Okay, so before I read it, I'll pick up the black feather.
Okay. Yeah, you do that. It looks to be like a normal black feather.
Okay, so I'll stick it, I guess, behind my ear
Okay.
for now.
Cool.
Just kind of like, just so that it's there. And then I'll read what I can from the letter.
Okay. Identical to the last one, it's like a love letter of sorts, a goodbye letter to Edmund. But yeah, it's definitely looks like the one found in the desk is definitely more pristine and well kept. This looks to be just left on the floor for a while, so it's kind of gross looking.
It's the same thing, but it's just
Yep,
old.
word for word, just nastier.
Okay, so I'll go over to the dress and pick it up and see if there's anything underneath it, or if there's anything on the dress or kind of within the folds of it.
Yeah, so when you pick it up and kind of mess it around, 4 more black feathers kind of pour from it. And then at that moment, you kind of notice Pogo kind of acting. So is Pogo a scared, skittish animal, or is he more of a brave, fierce animal?
Yeah, it's like a scared cat.
Okay, so yeah, he definitely flutters away from the corner as something spooks him. Off in the corner, you actually hear the flapping of wings, and quickly you watch as a blackbird flies from this corner out a hole in the roof, a small hole about yay big. It just flies right through there, and out goes outside.
Um,
So I can talk to Gomo through Pogo is also part of that I can like talk to you. Like it'll sound like my voice coming out of Pogo is how it works.
So it's like that thing on where Stitch just like opens his mouth and it plays like a record. So
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
Does it look like you can open that door so that we can meet you on the other side?
Let me go check, and I'll walk over to the door.
Okay. The door looks to be normal, and there's actually a knob there from this side, as opposed to.
Okay, so I'll try the knob.
Okay. It seems to be unlocked, and it
Okay.
opens inward. The door does.
Okay.
But yeah, you're able to get through there.
All right, Zarnon, let's giddy up.
While I guess I'm waiting for them to join me, I'll go over to the bed and see if there's anything of note there, like underneath on the bed.
Nope, it's just a bed. It reminds you a lot of the one you found in the ladies' chambers, but it's definitely not well kept. It wasn't like tucked or anything. It's just an average bed.
Is the handwriting the same on both of those letters?
Yes. Go ahead and do an investigation check. All of you can do one check on it.
17.
Okay.
3.
Sauron's too concerned about
9.
Sauron's looking at the dress, seeing if it would fit him, kind of thing. But yeah, no.
I'm like,
So it looks to be like the letter was written a very long time ago, or the note on the ground was. And this envelope is a copied version of that, probably more in magical nature than you would realize, because to be so precise, even the spacing are the same, and the ink splotches are all identical to the millimeter. So it's definitely magical and means that the copy of it, why one would be kept locked away in such pristine condition. Maybe there might be some reason behind that.
So can we tell that is the copy, or that is the original?
The one on the ground is the original. The one that was taken away was the copy.
Okay. And I still have that with me, the copy.
Yeah, if you didn't put it down, yeah, you still have it.
Can I?
I'm gonna walk over.
Sorry,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Go ahead, Gomo.
Now I was gonna walk over to the corner that the bird came through and see if there was anything of note, like any indication, or is it just dust bunnies and spider webs?
Yeah, you want to see where it came from or where it went?
Where it was at first, and then I'll go and look and see where it went.
It definitely came from this. Here, came from this corner over here. There we go. So if you, in closer investigation, you actually see what looks to be like a bird's nest, and one more of those matching feathers dangling from it. You would assume that it's the same bird that made the crow when you knocked. There's no eggs or anything, but it definitely looks to be well lived in. It's a fairly large nest for a bird.
Are there any trinkets? Or anything shiny in it?
Nope.
Okay. And then I guess I'll make my way over to the small hole
Okay.
that it left.
Yeah, you look out and you can see the garden. What were you gonna do, Twiggy?
I can do detect magic with one of the. I forget where I got that from. Sorry, hold on.
The invocations?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I want to do that on the, like, I'm holding the copy and the original,
Okay.
and then I want to do detect magic.
Okay. Yeah. So the original that you found on the ground has nothing coming from it. But the one from the letter, the ink glows like a bright blue color. And then at the bottom, you see that wasn't there before. You see this watermark of the family crest, the raven on crossbones, appears at the bottom of it. Other than that, it looks obviously it's arcane in nature, but other than that, it's hard to discern what type of, like, it's an enchantment magic. I guess you would learn that much.
Okay. I tell them that, what I found. Quite the mystery.
But it seems like the garden is important.
What was up with that bird thing?
I don't know, there was nothing in the nest. Nothing in the nest, no shiny shinies. Which is kind of odd for a crow. They like shinies.
Is there anything under the bed?
Nope.
Anything in that dressing thingy?
Nope.
Changing screen?
It is odd though that the dress would be on this side of it and not behind it.
So someone just turned into a bird, maybe?
Did Savannah turn into the bird?
Do we know if did we already know if this is her room?
I think you can put one and two together.
Okay.
This would be her room. It would be because, like they said, that the one room would be for the master, one room would be for the lady, and one would be for their daughter.
Gotcha. Maybe she turned into a bird. Should we check the garden?
I think we should. Because the garden was mentioned in the letter. And then the views of the garden show that the garden's still blooming at this time of the year, which is kind of weird. So
Okay.
maybe there is something there.
Let's do it.
So that's the plan. Everyone going to the garden. All right. So you guys.
I have both those letters in my stuff. I took them both.
Yeah, I kind of figured you would.
Okay.
So you guys step outside, and this is like at this point it's getting really dark, almost midnight. You see the moon, a full moon overhead. The first thing you can see is off this direction. You can see the large stables, and you notice Edmund is over here tending to something. He doesn't seem to be wearing the same clothes. He seems to be wearing almost like rags as he's working over here. And then, let's see, you also see, that's not the tool I wanted. This is the tool. There we go. You see this large wagon's been left out and looks to be rotten and old. Some trees of various sizes. And there's also a very large garden. Looks to be flowers and gourds blooming.
Dead body.
Skeleton.
Yeah. That was supposed to be on the other layer, but oh well.
I mean,
We'll
I was
pretend.
gonna
I guess
talk
we
to
can pretend
Edmund,
we
but I
don't
guess
see
I'm
it.
gonna. Oh, is it for real? Just not there? Is that?
What? No, it's there. Yeah,
Okay,
I just
go look at
revealed
the
it on
freaking
accident.
Dead I look at the skeleton.
Yeah, go ahead and do an investigation on the skeleton. There's nothing there.
Can I investigate the old wagon and see if there's anything in there worthwhile in there?
Yeah, go for
The
it.
old broken down one.
Yeah, roll for it.
Investigation.
Yep.
Let's see if
3.
I'll actually be good this time. 7. I'm not good at investigation. I'm just here to be intimidation.
Here, I can
Right.
help. Can I help?
Okay.
Is it okay?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
Okay. So does
12.
that mean I can re-roll it since I have assistance, or since she's
Yeah,
rolling it
yeah, you have
herself?
advantage, so yeah, you would roll again.
Okay. Woo. That one fell.
Let's go ahead.
8.
8 with advantage. Whew. Yeah, it just there's nothing particularly fancy about this wagon.
Obviously, I'm not here for my investigation skills.
Also, when Zarnon bends down to look at this large skeleton, or normal sized skeleton, I rather, the gourds begin to uproot, and this massive creature comes out, standing a couple dozen feet tall. This large thing grumbles up. I need everyone to roll for initiative.
20.
Oh, nice.
13.
Okay.
I have I'm just making sure I didn't have anything plus thing for that, but I have 17.
17. It should be plus your dex. So make it.
Dexterity. I feel like I'm looking at the wrong thing. Dexterity plus 2, so 19.
Okay, yeah. Sounds about right. And this guy got this. Hang on a second. Alright, so the good news is you all get to go first. Before he does. This one. This.
I'm the only one that has the wagon as cover.
Probably.
Yeah, because as soon as I saw that thing go, when I like ran, I sprinted over.
Okay.
So I'm like, yeah,
I'm ready.
I'm ready. I can't investigate where it's junk, but I'm ready.
Right. I feel kind of bad about how important investigate is, and like, none of you had it, kind of thing. I was like, man,
I have it a little bit. I'm at +3. I'm
I
proficient.
got plus 0.
Oh, okay, that's better than I thought. Then I thought you were all just rolling
See?
with zeros.
That's why I was helping. I was trying to help.
No, I have plus 0. I have plus 3 in intimidation though.
Nice.
Which makes sense from a halfling.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just so aggressive looking. I'm like what, like 3-4 feet tall.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and kick off. The top of the key is Zarnon. What are you gonna do?
I cast Burning Hands, obviously. Then I cast Burning Hands, obviously. So let's see.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I don't have the. I keep thinking I have control of the sheet. It's a Dexterity saving throw, DC 12.
Not joking. I rolled 12 exactly.
Oh man. Let's see. So they take half as much damage of 3d6. So that's that sucks. 5, 6, 3 fire damage.
3 fire damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, you watch as Zarnon just lights up a fire and casts it outwards, and misses the thing completely. Like, you just watch as it goes off to the, like, veers off to the left. Just a little lick of the flame hits it in the shoulder, and it kind of erupts in fire. And it
Oh.
Oh. Jake, you're frozen. It erupts off his shoulder and kills our DM.
Oh no. He'll be back.
Go back.
Well,
Should I
he's
text
still
him in here?
he's like still narrating it, and then he thinks we're all just
There's something really awesome going on. He just
Probably.
isn't here for it.
Maybe he's coming back in. Maybe he realized once he finished narrating, he's like, "Oh wait, what's
They're
going
either
on here?"
very, very captivated or they're doing nothing. No.
Oh man, he might be having internet
He'll
problems.
probably come back. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, cool. I'm alive-ish. All right. So that is your turn. That
Wait,
brings
no, hold
us
on.
to...
I have a bonus action.
Oh, go for it.
As for my bonus action, I want to attempt to command Osgamog to distract this thing.
Okay, Osgamog is the unseen servant.
Unseen servant, yeah. To try to get its attention.
You're gonna
just
send
so
an
you know,
invisible creature.
to get its attention to give the help action to the next person. But just so you know, it has AC 10 and 1 hit point.
Okay, but it can't see it. Like that's how is it? How you tell me how is it going to?
It's like one of these, like
Because it can fly around and move things. Like it can
like
just
tap on its shoulder.
it can grab some of the vine and literally like try to start wrapping it around its pumpkin head. Like a
Okay. I will say it. I will allow it.
It's weak, but it can do stuff.
Okay. Twiggy, you're next.
I'm gonna cast Eldritch Blast.
Okay, go for it.
20 to hit.
That hits. Believe it or not.
What is the damage on that?
It should be
D10?
1d10.
Okay.
I thought Eldritch Blast was D12 for
It's a
Eldritch
D10.
Blast. Oh wow. Oh
I
yeah,
think
I
there's-
remember because it's a cantrip. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the most powerful damage cantrip, right?
Yeah.
1d10.
Yep.
A 2.
2. So you watch as she blasts a bolt into it. That brings us to Gomo.
With my action, if I summoned my packed weapon, would that take my action?
I believe it's a bonus action.
Okay, so I would like to, with my bonus action, summon my spear.
Go for it. You do that.
So, okay, so it's summoned, and then I'm gonna use my create bonfire cantrip on this rather monstrosity in front of me.
Okay.
So let me, I guess, roll.
I don't believe you have to roll. I believe it's a dexterity saving throw for me.
Yeah, dexterity saving
So
throw.
where's the point of flame that you're going to make?
I guess right in the center of where this guy is.
Okay, is that within range? Usually they have a
let's see.
60-foot range.
Oh my gosh! I think the last time
Oh
I
yeah, that's
tried
20 feet.
there.
Back, so
Okay.
you're good.
Yeah.
So yeah, you start a fire right under this guy. Which means this is dexterity saving throw. He fails, so I believe it's a D8 for. Yep.
8. Okay. Let's see. 7.
7. So yeah, you watch as flames erupt beneath it, and it howls out in pain as these roots that kind of keep it standing take fire damage. It kind of grumbles. So, okay, that was a big chunk. That brings us to its turn. It shambles towards you guys. And I guess I'm just gonna do this. Okay. It goes ahead and swings once at both of you with its massive claws.
I think it takes fire damage if it runs through that area as well
If it
on
goes
its turn.
through, I believe it goes through. It has to check. If it fails, so it will go ahead and take another D8 damage. It's going to go ahead and swing its mighty claws into both of you. Does a 19 hit either of you?
Yeah.
Okay, then
No.
you will both. Oh no, it doesn't.
Yes.
Magic. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and roll once for each of you. I feel like that's better. So Gomo will take 6 damage as his 6 piercing damage as it plows into you with its claws. Oof. And Zornon, you're gonna take 9 as it gouges you from the front side. So yeah, what'd you roll in that D8 again for fire damage as it walked? As it walked through the fire.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if it was me or somebody else. Okay. 5.
5. Oof. So you watch this flame still erupt it even from behind it. I need you to do a Constitution check to see if you can keep concentration on that flame, or if it goes out.
Okay. So that's a regular D20, correct?
Yes. And then you add your Constitution modifier.
No, that's not it. Constitution. +1, 6.
Okay, you fail, and the flames go out, licked away by the wind as it blows them out. You're kind of distracted by this massive claw that just got to the front of you. All right, that brings us back to Zarnon. It's your turn.
I cast Mind Sliver. Is my unseen servant distracting it?
Yes.
Okay, so that means if it grants the help action, it would be a. It doesn't say. What the frick?
I believe help just gives the person advantage to hit it, which would give Twiggy advantage with her Eldritch Blast or whatever.
I'm trying to. I'm sorry. I've never cast Mind Sliver before, and I'm trying to. I'm sorry. Intelligence saving throw. That's a new one for me. Intelligence saving throw. DC 12.
Intelligence saving throw. Okay.
At disadvantage if it has the help action.
Okay, so you use the help action for yourself. All right.
The servant is helping him.
At disadvantage, that's a 3.
All right.
So.
It takes. Let's see. It takes 2 psychic damage, and it has. I subtract a D4 roll from its next saving throw.
Oh, that's a weird one. Okay. You say it takes 2 psychic?
Yeah. That's
Okay.
not very much, unfortunately.
I mean, it's effective. That brings us back to sorry, I had color coordination, and then I forgot who was which color. I believe that it would be Twiggy then.
Yeah. So, can Pogo fly? It says fly 60 feet. Can I command him to fly and he gets to also bite?
Fly
Or
is
is it
movement.
just one?
Fly's movement, not action. So yeah, you could do both.
Okay, so he's gonna.
So for your bonus action, you're gonna tell him, get him.
Yeah. Why can't I move him?
I forgot to.
Oh.
I forgot to assign him to you. It's okay. I'll do it for you. So he's gonna come
Thank
over
you.
here. He's gonna try to nibble on him.
Yeah. So bite is +4 to hit. So. Nat 20, 24.
Yeah, that hits. Roll for damage.
Damn. Damn, Pogo. 1d4.
I'm liking your pet more and more.
4 damage. And
Okay.
then I'm gonna hit with my crossbow.
Okay.
Will 14 hit?
14 does not hit.
Okay. That's all I'm doing.
Okay. That brings us back to Gomo.
Alright, so I'm going to lift my spear and point it at this monstrosity and fire an Eldritch Blast.
All right, go for it.
Alright. 14.
14 misses.
Oh, I forgot the +4. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
okay. So yeah, that hits then. Yeah.
Okay, and then do I have a 1d10? Oh, Is it the one with the 0
Yes, that is.
on it? Okay. Okay. Still learning some of these
It's
ships.
okay.
6 points of damage.
Nice. Blast into it for 6 more points. Oh, that's not what I want. This. There we go. Okay, that makes it back to its turn. First thing it's going to do is try to swat away at the little thing that's biting it in the back. Does an 18 hit his armor class? I believe it does. He's going to slash at it for 7 damage.
No, he's unconscious.
So he watches it swacks it away. With its other swing, it looks down at this little helpless halfling, tries to smash it with its other claw. 15 to hit.
Yes.
Okay. It's going to wail into you. That's a 9 damage.
Okay.
That's about all it does. It just stands there lumbering over you, swatting at you guys, groaning. And you watch as like it pulls, like the closer it gets to you guys, it uproots more and more of these vines that are on the ground, almost like it is the garden itself, protecting you guys, or protecting something from you guys. Now it is back to Zarnon's turn.
And it was 9 points, right?
Yes.
Okay, just making sure I'm keeping up with my life points.
I use my bonus action to command Osmagog to bring another one of the vines up in front of it and just like kind of move it around in front of its face, like I don't know how heavy that is, but
yeah, I mean it's
attempt
a
to
vine,
distract
so
it.
I think the further you try to pull it away, the harder it gets, kind of thing. So I don't really know how heavy it is either, but I'm gonna say that it works. Yeah.
Okay.
So there's a vine in its face.
All right. I use Frostbite.
Frostbite. Okay,
It's
go
a
for it.
DC 12 Constitution saving throw. If it's
And I have-
distracted, it'll have disadvantage.
Right, and I already have a -2 from Mind Sliver too, right?
You have a -1 is the one that's what I got
Okay.
out of the D4.
Oh, okay. All right, cool. So that would be a 6. Does a 6 pass?
It does not.
Okay.
So I got 3 cold damage, and it has disadvantage on its next attack.
Jeez, these debuffs. I'm sorry. How much cold damage did you say it was?
3.
Okay. All right. That brings us back to Twiggy.
So if I move, is each one of these boxes is 10 feet? Is that right?
5 feet.
5 feet. Oh, okay. So I'm gonna move like right here, and then use breath weapon.
Okay. That's a dexterity saving throw, right?
Yes.
All right, which I have disadvantage on. Oh wait, so -2 because of Mind Sliver. He rolls a 7, which makes it a 5. Does a 5 pass?
No.
Okay.
No, it doesn't.
And you're a black dragon, right? So it's acid type damage?
It is, yeah.
Okay.
So 2d6. So it's 11 damage.
Nice. So you watch this, like, describe what it looks like when Twiggy does this.
So, like, it's actually kind of sad because, like, I look over at Pogo, who's, like, whimpering, on the ground, and I run around the wagon and just, like, unleash, like, this breath. But there's, like, tears streaming down my face at the same time.
Yes.
But, yeah, it's like, gross looking, too.
Yeah,
it's, like,
it's
a
so
black fog with, like, acid that's just, like, dripping onto the ground and kind of making, like, the grass and stuff underneath of it just kind of decay.
Yeah, for sure. And you kind of like a closer look, it looks like you see some like bones and stuff start to fall out of this creature from within as this like acid starts to decay away. And you kind of watch as like some of it starts to fall off, like some of the creature itself, and one of its arms even falls off. That brings us to Gomo.
Okay, so seeing this, I'm going to lift my spear again and fire another Eldritch Blast.
All right, go for it.
I think it fell off. 1 second.
Okay.
I'm at my awkward angle. There we go. 115.
15 meets it. So meets it, beats it. Once you get the hit.
Alright, so that is a 1d10, and I've just moved it. Okay. 4.
4. So yeah, when this blast hits it, it hits it square in the head. He watches it like this weird pumpkin-sized gourd of a head just like explodes off of it. It kind of shambles backwards for a moment, and then kind of leans back up again. It is now Zarnum's turn.
I am still trying to get my my demon friend to distract it, and I try to use frostbite.
All right, go for it.
So frostbite is a DC 12 con save.
Man, I was like sitting here with my AC thinking I'm fine. That's a 4 minus 2 or minus 1, so 3.
Oh, I don't get the -1 this time.
Oh, okay, then
Yeah.
4. 4 still fail. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. I got 4 cold damage, and he's got disadvantage on his next attack.
So actually, what happens when this cold blast hits it? It actually kills it. So describe what that looks like.
So you said that its head's already blown off, but like
Yeah.
the vines are whipping around. I think
Yep.
as like the vine is like coming down to try to strike us again, you just see like Zarnon like lift his hands up and with his book like this, and like eldritch power comes out of it, and it freezes the vine, and it shatters over everyone, and the ground is covered in frost now.
Yeah, and
There's like
almost
an icy mist.
Yeah, I think like a part of it like stands like frozen in time, like not quite falling all the way down, but it seems to stop moving altogether.
Yeah.
All right, what do you guys do next?
Well, that was fun.
What the frick has this guy been doing the whole time?
So whenever you walk over to him, you actually realize that he's been doing nothing but bawling the whole time. Like he's literally just sitting there in the corner, just like sobbing. And he basically goes on. Underdorm told me to put them there. All those bodies of these years. Promising that he would return her to me. If only I did his deeds and his dirty work. I can't go on with it anymore. She said she would return to me, but she's not coming back. Look at me, I'm a monster. There's no reason anyone would return to me.
How long have you done this?
50 years. I've been at this 50 years.
My friends, we have been lied to.
He's frozen
Oh
now.
no, Ross, you're frozen.
Me? I'm
yeah,
frozen?
you're frozen. Okay, you're good now. You're good now. Go
Oh,
for it.
you're good now.
Okay.
Yeah, like all I heard was my friends, and then
Oh, I said
And
my
then you were frozen for 50 years.
I said my friends we've been lied to. Well, we might as well go try to kill this guy.
Can I look and see if there's any black birds around here?
Yeah, so looking around, you actually do. You see the blackbird now sits perched on the corpse of this dead body of this massive monster you just fought.
do I have any healing potions on my person?
No.
Okay, so can I cast then False Life to try to gain back a few more hit points?
Of your own? Yeah, go for it. Yeah, you can do that.
Okay. Oh, do I just do a 1d4 plus 4?
Yes, sounds about right.
Okay. Okay, I wasn't sure.
I mentally command my unseen servant to grab the bird.
Okay, go ahead and do a dexterity check for the servant.
Okay, so
He
2
failed.
plus 4 is 6.
Okay, you have.
So now I have 12 hit points.
Yeah, the bird flutters away from the unseen servant as if it could see it. It kind of flutters out of its hands and then re-perches itself back on the dead body.
My unseen servant is gone and returns to the book.
What do you do, Twiggy?
Does Pogo get death saves or no?
Well, combat is now over, so if you want to go like try to resuscitate him, go for it.
So what is that, like medicine?
Yeah, it'd be medicine at disadvantage, since you don't have any proper tools or anything. I kind of picture this literally like going and giving your dog CPR.
6.
A 6. Go ahead and try one more time.
Well, that was the disadvantaged one.
Right, go ahead and try
Okay.
again. It's still at disadvantage, so you'll actually roll 2 dice, yeah.
3.
Oh no. So at this, you actually see Edmund walk past the group and go over. And he says,
This is the one thing the master taught me that's actually been helpful.
and you watch as he like leans a finger forward, and touches Pogo, and Pogo is reinvigorated, with all his hit points back. And
Thank
then,
you.
You're welcome, madam, and thank you for undoing all of these years.
and you watch as he's like looking through you now, and he's like staring at the corpse of this monster. And he leans forward, and reaches his hand into this pile of rot and disease and pulls out something quite special. He pulls out this ring, beautiful purple ring, and he basically just stares at it, dumbfounded that he found it. And then, immediately, you see come from the shadows. Where's the Curtis? Oh wait. Yeah, that's the right one. That's. Oh, he's on that. Okay, sorry, I had it on the wrong layer. Yeah. Okay, so you see out of the shadows comes Mr. Tottlesworth, coming walking over, shambling around, and he just starts screaming at you guys. What are you doing in the garden? What are you doing over there? Get away from them! Get away from that monster! And you see he's actually pointing at at Edmund himself.
I like instantly like put myself in front of him, like whoa, 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 whoa. This guy just like I'm like defending him because he helped Pogo.
I'm gonna point my spear, because I haven't dispelled it yet, at the dude.
Okay.
I'll be like, really? You're gonna try this right now?
What has he told you? It's all lies. You can't believe it.
What makes you think that he's told us anything?
And you look, and he looks at that ring, that he's holding, and he says,
No, you've found it. I can't let you have that.
and, like his voice grows grotesque, and nasty.
Ew.
And all of a sudden, you watch as he turns into this massive monster. Before you guys, everyone, roll for initiative again.
Just so like where I have the Dark One's blessing, so I have 6 temporary hit points now.
Okay. Sounds good.
9.
Okay.
10.
17.
Okay. 10 and 17. Okay. I'm sorry. Who had the 17?
Gomo had 17.
Okay. All right. So top of the round is Twiggy. Oh no, Gomo. Sorry, Gomo. No, I just asked who had that, and I already got him intertwined. All right, go ahead, Gomo.
All right, well, I already have my spear out, and so I'm gonna fire an Eldritch Blast.
All right, go for it.
Let's see, 15.
15 misses. Goes wild. You watch as the bolt goes right between one of its 4 massive arms. Next is its turn. It dashes forward just past Gomo to get to Edmund. And that would give Gomo an opportunity attack. So go ahead and attack again.
Okay, so I guess I'll just do a basic unarmed strike, or not an unarmed strike. I'll just attack it with my spear.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
You can attack it however you like.
Yeah. Do I add anything to it, like strength or anything?
Yeah, whatever weapon it is. So you can do strength or dex. I'll just let you choose.
I'm gonna do, I guess, dex, so
And
12,
then you,
13,
and,
14.
Yeah, 14 plus proficiency. Did you add proficiency?
Proficiency. Oh my gosh. I feel like I'm looking
Okay,
at 20
it's just
different
it'd be
things. I should have
16.
printed
Yeah,
it
so it'd be
out.
16 then. So it's either way, it actually still misses. It's towering
Okay.
over you, and the ground kind of shakes, making you lose your footing.
So I'm like, woo.
So then it watches it kind of like comes straight for Edmund, grabs him by the collar, and he drops the ring, and he just like begins to growl at him, and you watch as his maw opens up, is all these rows of sharp teeth, drooping with drool, and Edmund's like struggling. I'm gonna go ahead and see if Edmund's strong enough. He's not strong enough to resist, so Edmund's like about to be swallowed by this thing. Now it is Twiggy's turn.
Okay, I want to tell Pogo to get the ring
Okay.
and then go hide. And then I am gonna cast Burning Hand.
Okay.
It's a dexterity.
Yep. Oh,
saving.
okay. I'm like, yeah, go ahead and roll. Yeah, I rolled a 10. Does a 10 pass?
No.
Okay, so it fails.
Sorry, I was looking at how many feet. 3d6. 10 damage.
10 damage. So you, well, what type of damage is it? It's fire damage, right?
Fire, yeah.
So you watch, and the opposite effect. It notices like the fire doesn't phase it as much. So that ends his turn. Pogo was able to make it to the ring, but he ran out of speed. He's just sitting there with the ring in his maw, or little mouth, I guess. It is now Zornon's turn. What are you going to do?
I cast Silent Image in the place of Edmund. I create an image of um,
Mm-hmm.
gosh,
Something?
I don't think this thing cares, but the things, the guy's wife.
Okay, Lady Underdorm?
Yes.
Okay.
Just so you know, for Silent Image, it says that for a thing, anything can make an investigation check, and the DC would be 12.
Okay. I'm not going to do that right now. It's not its turn, right? So.
And that's my action, and then I move up to help tank.
Okay. You do that. It is now back to Gomo's turn.
All right. Well, seeing that the fire did not work out, I'm just gonna fire another Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
So, Same thing as last time, 15.
15 misses, sorry. That makes it to Edmund's turn. Edmund is going to try to get out. And he does. He succeeds in breaking free of the monster. He plops down to the ground, and he turns to Twiggy, and he says,
The ring! You must use the ring! That's why he hit it! To stop him!
Then it is the monster's turn, and it is going to try to slash at Edmund. That definitely hits. Yeah, you watch as this thing mashes at Edmund, and Edmund seemingly falls down unconscious.
Edmund.
That brings us back to Twiggy.
So I have Pogo bring me the ring.
Okay, he does that. He brings it to you and sets it right in your hand. It's a purple ring that starts to glow as you hold it.
I put it on a finger.
Okay, you do that. And immediately you feel invigorated. And you know the spell Banish.
Banish?
Yep, Banish.
Oh, can I talk? I don't know if you. I don't know.
There we go. Here we go. I'm just gonna go ahead and should be able to drop it into. Boom. There we go, and I should be able to put it right to the chat. That's the cool thing about Roll20 is they have the pendium, so you can just put it right in there.
Oh, cute.
Yep. Oh, that's not even what I wanted anyway. That's just the description. All right. Basically, it would let you get rid of different monstrosities. You attempt to send one creature that you can see within range to another plane of existence. The target must succeed on a charisma saving throw or be banished.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that to that guy.
All right. So he goes ahead and tries that, and it rolls a 5, which I believe would be lower than your DC because your DC would be 10 plus your Constitution or Charisma modifier. So it fails.
Yeah, yes, my charisma modifier is 3. Yes.
Cool. So it definitely fails. You watch as it poofs out of existence, vanishing before your eyes. Yeah, you did it. Edmund sits unconscious on the ground before you.
Edmund. Can I attempt to stabilize him? Let me see if I got
go for
anything.
it. Medicine check.
I got a 16.
16. Yeah, I'm gonna say you're able to do it. You watch as Edmund kind of chokes and grovels on this long toad-like tongue that dribbles out of his mouth, and he comes to and kind of sits up.
Thank you all.
So, Lord Underdorm is a bad guy, then?
I don't think so. Maybe it was Mr. Charlesworth. Maybe he had some power over the Master Spy. He never quite got along with me, but I never thought anything besides him being an old man. I'm just so thankful that it's all over. Of this back.
Yeah, good call with the ring thing.
Would I know what that spell is?
Probably.
Okay, then I'm afraid it isn't over.
What do you mean?
That monster will return in a moment.
Then we must leave. Get out of this place. She's not going to return here to me.
Yeah, we got to go.
Then let's go. Let's get out of here.
And that's what happens. You guys leave the Underdorm estate, um, not quite finding what happened to Lady Savannah or the Lady Underdorm herself. Never again do you see Lord Underdorm. Um, and still quite unsure how to reverse the effects of Edmund's appearance. You were able to escape with your lives and a powerful ring
And a sock.
and a sock and a pogo. Um,
And a pogo.
A left red woolly
Yeah.
sock.
right. And that's it. That's all we have for tonight.
Awesome. Great job, Jake. Nice.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was really good. Well done, sir.
Thank you.
That
I
was a lot of
almost kind of
fun.
want to see like what these three characters would get up to in other situations.
Yeah.
So I think all of us are like we're all like chaotic. I feel like
For sure. That's Ross actually asked me, he's like, hey, what alignment should we do? Like, are we doing alignment? I was like, whatever you do, like neutral or chaotic, you have to kind of go along one of those spectrums to like fit. And I feel like everyone did that naturally, so
Yeah.
it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I agree. That was fun.
Yeah, I was kind of worried whenever I was like, I really want to do a mystery theme. I was like, for a one shot though, you have to like be timed, and I want like if there's not a time there, you just won't fix the next mystery. But I feel like that was a better ending than I could have hoped for. Like I was like, they're either gonna straight up die, or like learn nothing, or like straight up die and learn nothing. But you actually like came to a conclusion where you survived. Like that's a conclusion. So.
It is,
Like, was
but
there
even if we
anything in the
didn't, it would have been
kitchen?
cool.
In the kitchen, there you would receive that there's like this like table where there's tons of like raw meats of various sizes and types. And there's some hands chopping it, and you know how people like would make a prayer, bless the hands who prepare my meal. It's literally just a set of hands. There are severed hands that are cutting like foods without anything attached to them, like a couple of zombie hands making the food that you guys ate.
got all choked up about that.
Yeah. So
And then what about I guess the room that the old dude I threatened in the
yeah, so
story?
if you like followed the old man to his room, it's literally just like his bedroom, creepy and dark. Except there would be, if you like further investigation, you would have saw like shrines of demonic nature around it. If you would have went through the pantry, the employees only, it was like a pantry room. But there's actually a secret back door into the Mr. Tottlesworth's room, and into the kitchen. But you would have had to like really dig to find either of those. But yeah, so it would have been just like a pantry if you guys went in there, broke through that lock. Yeah.
Awesome.
Hopefully you guys enjoyed it.
Yeah,
I
it
kind
was
of like
awesome.
leaving some of the things unraveled. I feel like that's even better than telling you what I had in store. So.
Yeah, we should do this again next year. Return to Elder Hollow.
Ooh,
Ooh.
I could.
Pogo strikes back.
Yes.
Wouldn't it be the revenge of the pogo?
Yes.
But yeah, I really had a lot of fun tonight. Hopefully you guys did too.
Yeah, definitely.
We only went 9 minutes over, which is a lot better than I thought we were gonna do.
Yeah,
Set
that's
up a
not
mystery, especially whenever I like wanted you guys to walk through the ballroom first. Like that would have been fun. Like actually have to like if you unlock the door to go upstairs or whatever. Like it would. I don't know. Like I think it like it definitely felt a point, especially once we got to the room. You guys found the letter. I was like, it got to a point where I was afraid of it stalling out. Like we'd like, okay, we have nothing to go off of now. I don't know what to do, kind of thing. But like it carried through.
I would have figured out. You had it all set up just right.
I think
think so,
if I
yeah.
did do it again, especially like from the starting over from the beginning, I definitely refine a few things and probably redo the floor plan a bit better. Because this is literally just like I came up with a pre-draft thing, just filled each room. I was like, there we go, and now I have every room I want. I think I could come up with a better way to floor plan it out. Like maybe you actually walk into the ballroom first, as opposed to like walking into the foyer and then having to go to the ballroom. But yeah, I definitely had a lot of fun.
So
Go ahead. Sorry.
So was the crow, what's her name, the girl in crow form?
I don't
Yeah,
want to know. I don't want to
Oh,
know.
you're right.
How do I
I think it is, but I don't want to know.
Yeah.
do
Ross,
that?
what was the sand that you threw at the door?
I have, for some reason, I just have pocket sand in my inventory. So, why did I do it? Because
Yeah.
my theory is that that's a D&D item so that you can see if someone has passed through an area. So I put it
Has
in the
what?
door. I put it in the threshold to see if someone would follow us back up as we. So we were going back to explore something else. I was going to see if somebody was following us around, particularly one Mr. Tottlesworth,
Mm.
who said he couldn't climb stairs.
Mysteriously.
Yeah.
No, that's why I pulled out the dagger. I was like, he seems rather sketchy, so go with that.
I didn't know it was Mr. Tottlesworth. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't know.
Yeah, I didn't catch that from the beginning.
But
I guess Pogo did because he was biting at his cane.
I could,
I'm just gonna trust Pogo's intuition from now on.
Jake, you're muted. I don't know how you muted.